The sentence, Dorach Kochav Miyakov V'kom Shevet B'Yisrael. This is the prophecy of Bilam and the blessings which came out from Bilam's mouth on the Jewish people. And it's talking about Moshiach. The clearest prophecies in the whole, at least the 5 books of Moses about Moshiach, come from Bilam. That's what we're learning over here. So here we go. He says, Dorach, there will come like a shooting star, a star from Jacob, and there will arise a shooting star from Israel. That's what he says. There's going to come, a person is going to come from Israel, and he's going to save the whole business. Mashiach is going to come from the Jews. Right? He's going to save the whole world, take the whole world out of idolatry. The world is going to be good. There's not going to be any more wars or any more. There's going to come such a person. Is Alpha is that Alpha, even though in Targum, in the Targum and in the Midrashim, this says that this is talking about the Mashiach. Right? Mashiach is the goal of Judaism, right? The goal of Judaism is going to come a person, just like Moses took the Jews out of Egypt, as Mashiach is going to take the Egypt out of the Jews. He's going to make the Jews feel like Jews. Mashiach. This sentence is prophesied by Bilam. And in fact, if you look at Maimonides, the very last chapter of Maimonides, second to the last chapter of Maimonides, as he says, this refers to 2 Mashiachs. It refers to King David. He was the first Mashiach, and Mashiach ben David, that's going to be the second Mashiach, the final Mashiach, Mashiach ben David. In any case, it's talking about the Mashiach. Is over in Yerushalmi, in the Talmud Yerushalmi, it says that this is talking about every Jew. Every Jew is this star and a shooting star to save the world. Like we said before in them, as is kind stira, there's no contradiction. I mean, how could there be no contradiction? I mean, the Mashiach is one person that's going to lead all the Jews. He's going to be a king. And the Jews are, millions of people. How could it be that there's no contradiction? Says the Rebbe, I'll tell you. Alpi Mashkatuv, what it says, there's a book called Me'or Enayim. Me'or Enayim, I think this is from Rebbe of Chernobyl, right? Chernobyl 34, 1 second, let's see this here. Okay, anyway, I think the Rebbe of Chernobyl, Me'or Enayim. And it says, B'Shem, in the name of the Baal Shem Tov, as by Yeder Yidden, that by every Jew there is a portion, a point in their neshama, in his soul, which is called the Mashiach. And the Mashiach, the person of the Mashiach ben David, is going to wake up this point of Mashiach in every Jew. Was there much, therefore, Zayin and Matim, it is fitting both explanations. And it is true. The same thing in every Jew is a little spark of Mashiach. Un es is nit der pshat. It doesn't mean as the spark of Mashiach, which is in every single Jew, this is going to remain concealed like it is now. Every Jew, I mean, there's some Jews that are like really, against the Torah, against Judaism, against humanity. There's some Jews that are really, excuse me for saying, like really bad news. You want to say that the Mashiach is in each one of them. Maybe it jumped away. Maybe it's like so deeply hidden that it's buried and maybe it's dead. It says, no. This point of Mashiach can be buried and it can be hidden and it can be concealed and you can deny it and you can twist it with it, but still it's only concealed and it will be revealed. Varum, because Vibalt, as the Yerushalmi in the Talmud Yerushalmi says, this on the sentence, Dorach Kochab, there will come a star from Jacob and a shooting star, whatever, a comet from Israel, is Zokter der Dorach, the Kam means it will come out, it will rise up. Is thus is an inyan, was is kumt, a rois begili. That's what the prophecy of Bilam is, that the Mashiach in every Jew will be revealed. Yeder that every single Jew had been bekoach has the power to reveal the spark of Mashiach, which is inside of him. And what is this spark of Mashiach? Like we said before, what's the main, at least the first thing Mashiach is going to do? He's going to arouse in every Jew the feeling, the appreciation of the godliness of the Torah and the commandments. Just like God creates the world according to certain laws, and every human being is created according to certain, how do you say, principles of anatomy, that's the way things are. The same, because God is the boss. God did it that way. The same thing as God made the world, that's the way the world is. The Torah is holy. The Torah has pure godliness in it to arouse the essence of every Jew. And the essence of every Jew, that's the Moshiach of every Jew. In simple letters, what does it mean? As Yeder Yid, that every single Jew has in his ability and potential by means of doing Torah and the commandments, Mekarev Zayin, to hasten and bring in the revelation of the main person, the Mashiach, actually. Warum? Because Durach Torah, by means of learning Torah and doing the commandments, tut oiv the zichuch, he makes a refinement in the world. He is memaet, he reduces the spirit of impurity in the world, the spirit of egotism and, how do you say, making mistakes in the world. Me'at ma'at, little, like it says, little by little, it will drive them out. Biz, until as is vetzain, their ruach hatuma, the spirit of impurity, will be totally removed from the world. There won't be any more death. That's the idea of the Mashiach. When Eres Megale, and the Mashiach will reveal the good and the holiness in the world. Right? When God created the world, look in the beginning of creation, over there in the beginning of the book of Genesis, it says there's the first day, the second day, the third day. At the sixth day, it says that God, after the sixth day, right before Shabbat, it says God saw everything that he made, and it was very good. It's good. When man ate from the tree, he sort of wrecked it up. It will be revealed the very good of the world, and in fact, it'll even be better than what it was very good, until as Vet Zion, the Maliorts, the world will be filled with the awareness of God, like water fills the ocean. And ganz and full, totally full. Was a Zoe Zogt, der Doch the Gemara, the Talmud also says regarding the first commandment in the Torah, which is, what's the first commandment God gave to Adam? Test, pru uravu, be fruitful and multiply. As Ein ben David, it says that Mashiach, the Smich ben David, he won't come until there are no more souls in the body. What's the body? This body is a Kabbalistic level. Body means a physical body, but there's a physical Kabbalistic level which is called the body. This level is the storehouse of all of the Jewish souls. This means that all of the Jewish souls which are in the storehouse, the upper storehouse, which is called Guf, that's the name of it, Velen, will be drawn down and put into physical bodies here in the world. Human beings are very important. The more human beings, the better. Huh? And the Rebbe, by the way, was very, very against the negative idea that there's too many people in the world and that we have to limit the population. Very destructive, evil. There's no word sufficiently negative to express how terrible that idea is. More people, more is punct V, the Gemara, like the Gemara says, is Nogea, the Erster Mitzvah, like the first commandment, Puru Ravu, also is the same thing, also relevant to all of the commandments in the Torah. All the mitzvahs really are the same commandment of being fruitful and multiplying. The commandment of being fruitful and multiplying is Dach Inyan. It is a thing that Mimamshich, that we draw a soul, and that it should be revealed here in a physical body. It shouldn't remain up in heaven. Heaven is good. Heaven is good. But this world is very good. Very good. The neshama, the soul, is Dach Gaven, was previously, the soul existed previously. It was okay. Nor Vanden Zeh is given and Otzer Neshama. It was up there in the what's called the storehouse of souls. By doing a commandment of getting married and having children, is men ir mamshech. We draw a soul that it comes into a physical body. The zel bezach, the same thing is also the idea of the commandments. What do you do when you do a commandment? Was you bring God's will from potential into a physical item. Your tefillin, your mezuzah, your tzitzit, that made a commandment, giving charity, durachin, by means of doing the commandments. So it comes out, the spark, the soul of the commandment comes revealed into a body. It's giving birth. This is what every single Jew has in its ability, is the koach, has the ability. One second, 1 minute. Hello. Hello. The redemption by means of doing all the commandments is darf noch sein them the barvarnish. You just have to remember, take care. Was me'at garet Friedrich Shabbos. What I said last Shabbat is 1 second. Is that the mitzvahs have to be what's called not just commandments, they have to be good deeds. Good deeds means they have to be shining. As vile as can doch sein, it could be there could be a case was durch the mitzvahs is nit nor, not only that you not do any purification in the world, but it could be that you actually add power to bad in the world temporarily, like it says in the laws of Talmud Torah. Is erdach gor mosif in them choshech. It could be that by a bad person, like for instance, like I said, Yeravam ben Navat. So all the commandments he did, he pulled it down into the gutter because he took all of his power and all of his holiness and he convinced all the Jewish people to worship idols. It could be if a person, when you do the commandments, you do it because you want to be great, you want to be important, you want everybody to think that you're cool, you want to go to heaven, right? It just, you're doing it only to aggrandize yourself. This just adds on egotism in the world by doing the commandments or learning the Torah and do it. You think I'm great? I'm not. Is doch durch the mitzvah, by means of the commandments, what you do, it could be that you add power to bad in the world, clip in the world, which by that we also have to do. Therefore, you have to have prayer first. How can you avoid this? By thinking, whose commandments are you doing? God. In order to think about what God is, you have to first of all have prayer. Now, Jewish prayer, as we've said so many times, is not just asking God for things. That's part of it. The main thing of prayer is not what God gives you, but you give yourself over to God. In order to do this, you have to feel how good God is and how wonderful God is. And it's a big miracle that God is creating us. We have it's right to ask God for anything. It's like somebody comes up to you and gives you $1 million gift. You really needed money and they were going to kick you out of your house and you had to marry your daughter over. They didn't have any money and you were poor and the creditors, and someone comes up to you and says, here, take $1 million, take care of all of your problems. And you say, okay, but what about tomorrow? What are you going to give me tomorrow? That's insane. Well, here God is giving us our life. He's giving us eyes. He's giving us our identity. He's creating us. He's giving us everything. And what do we say? What's going to be after I die? What's going to be then, right? That's when you start to pray, you realize how lucky and amazing we are that we can just talk to God, that we're even existing. Was thus is barvon. This brings about as their limud Torah, that the Torah and doing the commandments, that afterward it won't be not only that you won't add life to bad, but you'll also exactly the farkeret during the Torah, by means of doing the Torah, because you're doing God's Torah and you're doing God's commandments and learning God's Torah is even more. This will bring about a purification in the world. You will refine the world by the Torah and the commandments that you do, but you have to remember it's God's Torah and God's commandments. Like we explained in long length and previous Shabbat, and the time when there is the preparation of before you do the commandments or learn Torah, you pray, was damaged, which then prayer. And like I say, you have to buy yourself a Jewish siddur to understand what it means Jewish prayer, right? There's all these preparations before you start to ask God for things. And then when you come to ask God for things, you realize you're not really asking God for things. You're just reporting to God what needs to be fixed up in the world, because that's why God put us here. Therefore, then when you do that, then the deeds that you do won't be just commandments. They'll be maisim tovim. They'll be shining. And by means of every commandment, so what we do, we little by little drive away the darkness in the world, and we add light in the world, which this will bring the Ruach HaTumah, the spirit of impurity, will pass away from the world, and there will be only light and good. The light of Mashiach will be revealed inside of every single Jew, and eventually in the whole world. The world will be filled with the awareness of God like water fills the ocean. So that's what it means that every Jew has the spark of Mashiach. We just have to uncover the dirt and egotism and ignorance that covers it over, and it'll be revealed on its own. The light will shine on its own. Okay.